started. All right. We are on. We are back. We are back from our 1 week break. Welcome. Is anybody there? I think YouTube is maybe live now. Hello. People are joining on YouTube. I see you, YouTube. Welcome. I think we're still waiting to get Facebook going. Jong Kil Lee, hi. I'm doing great. How are you? Mega Hertz from Indonesia, hi. Marcos from Brazil, hello. New Jersey, hello. Ricardo, hello. Hassan, hello. My gosh, good. Yeah, once a week. Now we can actually sort of hang out once a week. That's nice. Hi, everybody. From India, hello. Isis, hi. From Guatemala, Eduardo, hello. Looks like Facebook is up now, too. I think. All right, good. I think Facebook is up. Good morning, Mateus Henrique. Good morning, good evening, good night, depending on where you are in the world. No, I don't speak Arabic, sorry. Nahoko, hi from Japan. Hey, thanks for coming. Let's see. From Egypt, Haneen, hello, welcome. Hi, from Vietnam, a couple people from Vietnam. Hello. From Saudi Arabia, hi. From Vietnam, Angola, hello. Oh, Facebook is up now. Good. Renee, hello. And hi to your daughter, Mariana. Edith, hi on Facebook. I see you. Muhammad as well. Hi, thanks for joining. Good. People are joining. From Haiti. Great. More people from Brazil, as always. Gabriel, welcome. First time. Phew, it is hot here today. You're sleepy? I'm sorry. I hope you can stay awake for this at least. Ivan, hi. Egypt, hello. Hi to Uzbekistan. From India, let's see. From Morocco too, hello. Great, lots of people joining. Facebook, I think, is on. I think there are a few comments on Facebook now. Okay, from Mexico, hi. Diego from Brazil, hi. From Cambodia, hello. All right, so while we wait for people to join, I want to kind of recap a little bit from last week's episode or last week's lesson. So last week our topic was, what were we talking about? We talked about giving advice. No, sorry, that was 2 weeks ago. We talked about how to ask for help. Yeah, how to ask for help last week. So while we wait for people to join, I wanted to introduce how I actually asked for help. This was something that I did over the last week. So this was an actual thing that I tweeted. I asked people for recommendations for okonomiyaki. If you guys don't know okonomiyaki, it's a Japanese food. It's something that's I like, and recently I've really been wanting that a lot. So this was an actual recommendation I asked for. So I said, anyone have recommended okonomiyaki places? So I actually asked for help. This was an actual sentence that I used in my life. So this is a way I used last week's point in my world. So maybe you guys used it as well. I hope that I think everybody's joining now. That's good. Yep. Oh, wow. Okay. Oh, no, that's a different video. Facebook. Okay. Good. So, and also last week we had a couple good questions from people. I wanted to try to get a chance to answer that because unfortunately I didn't catch it live last week. But last week we had, let's see, someone named Alberto. I don't know if you're watching now. You asked, do I need to use the word could, or can I just say, give me a second, please? So we talked last week about using can and could when you need to ask for help. You can say, give me a second, please, but using could sounds a lot more polite. It sounds like much less pushy. So if you want to sound a bit nicer, then definitely say, could you give me a second, please? That sounds much better. All right. So that was one question. And then Jose asked last week, what's the appropriate tense when asking for help in the future? So I think he means asking someone for help later on, so not right now. you can use the same tense, like can you help me with my homework, and then mention when you need the help. So like, can you help me with my homework later? Or can you help me with this project after work? Something like that. You can use the same tense we talked about last week. So that's another one. And then Joy Kim had a question. Can I use how would I instead of how do I? You can, but how would I sounds like you're talking about a future potential situation. So for example, if I decided to move to New York, how would I find an apartment? Like, it's something you haven't quite decided yet. So thanks for your really good questions. That was awesome. Okay, good. Lots more people are joining now. That's great. Let's see. From Korea, hello. Rafael Ortega. Oh. Alish sensei, kawaii sugimasu. Thanks. From Thailand, hello, welcome. Facebook, lots more people joining on Facebook. Great. Let's see. Andre from Brazil. Hi. Edison from Dallas, Texas. Cool. Alex Freitas. Hi, Alicia. I'm here also. Hi, Alex. From Nicaragua. Cool. Great. Okay. I think lots of people are here now. Fantastic. We're about 6 minutes in, so I think we're gonna start this week's topic. So as you probably saw, this week's topic is talking about your weekend. So our key question for today is, what did you do last weekend? But I want to practice past tense, and I want to talk about a few past tense related grammar points and pronunciation points today. So, to start, let's just pitch it out there. What did you do last weekend? What did you do last weekend? So this is kind of our basic introductory question for today. What did you do last weekend? This one. What did you do last weekend? All right. So there's a bit of lag. So start typing your questions or typing your answers. What did you do last weekend? So one thing, let's see. Last weekend I went and saw a DJ I like. That was fun. That was good. All right. What else did you do? Someone says, I did something terrible, Alicia. Oh no. Are you going to share? What terrible thing did you do? Okay. What else? Some other things. Did anybody else do anything this weekend? Here's someone. Jacob Wright says, I slept a lot last weekend. How about you? I slept quite a bit. Nice. So slept. There's a simple past tense verb, slept. Sleep is an irregular verb. Slept is the correct past tense form there. Great. Okay. I did something terrible. Forgive me, Father, for I have sinned. Okay. That's getting a bit... we're getting into some different territory with that. Someone, Nguyen, says, I stayed at home and played games. Nice. Another person said, I went to the park with my husband. Great. Okay. Suleiman says, spent time with my family. Awesome. On Facebook, Sunny says, I played cricket with friends. Nice. There's a good question on Facebook, actually. What did you do last weekend to improve your English? Ooh, nice one. Very nice one. Someone said, I go to class at university every Saturday and Sunday, just rest. Make sure to use past tense there, yeah? I went to class at university on Saturday and Sunday. If you want to talk about your previous week. On YouTube, I talked with my wife. Mega says I dropped my sandwich this morning. That's awesome. Well, I'm sorry for your loss, but that's a funny sentence. I like you chose to share that one. Someone says I was at the beach. Another person says I wasted a lot of time last weekend. I slept at home and watched soccer. Someone says, I learned English. Mohammed on Facebook. I learned English, or I studied English. Yeah, great. I went to visit my family on YouTube. Oh no, someone says, I crashed my friend's car trying to get a girl's number. You should be careful. Okay, a lot of people went to the beach. Yeah. Good. Okay. Another person on YouTube, Wenceslao, said, I went to my friend's house and we had a beer. Instead of take a beer, had a beer. Wilson says, I traveled to a city next to the capital, Salvador. Nice. Good. You are awesome. I had eaten a lot of junk food. Use simple past tense. I ate a lot of junk food. Great. Great. On Facebook, Dong says, I went shopping at Central. Nice. Good. Nice ones. Okay, so yeah, so what did I do last weekend? Last weekend, I said I went and saw a DJ I like. I did a little bit of shopping. I cooked a Persian dish, an Iranian dish called tadig. That was fun. Another person says, I was studying Japanese. Nice. Angelica says, I stayed at home. Great. Victoria says, I watched a lot of series on Netflix. Cool. Someone says, I watched your videos. Thank you. That's nice. Okay, great. Wow, lots of people commenting. Excellent. Okay, so our question right now is, what did you do last weekend? What did you do last weekend? But as I mentioned, today I want to talk about a couple points relating to past tense. So this was a question that came up last week. Someone had a question about the ending ed sounds in past tense regular verbs. So when we make the simple past tense with a regular verb, it's just verb plus ed to make that. So for example, a verb like walk becomes walked, talk becomes talked, and so on. But there are 3 different pronunciation points. Yeah, Ice, our crew member, she's helping with she does all of this stuff. So this is the regular formation for past tense for regular verbs, right? Verb plus ed. So I said walk becomes walked, talk becomes talked, visit becomes visited, type becomes typed, look becomes looked, and so on. But someone asked, and it's a really good question, about the pronunciation of this part right here, this ed part, because the pronunciation of this changes depending on the verb. So for example, I just said walked. You can hear it's not walked. Be careful with this. Not walked, but walked. There's a hard T sound there, walked. And then in a verb like tasted, it's like an id sound, tasted. And then finally, the third sound is a soft D in the word like breathed. So the D sound is a bit softer. But there are essentially three simple past tense pronunciations for verbs that end in this ed pattern. So there's that T, walked, visited, and breathed. That T, id, and a D sound. Yeah, so great. Ice is making it here. Awesome. So we have some examples so you can see a little bit more clearly. Maybe the sound you should be making at the end of these words. Walked, visited, breathed. For a rule, how to know when the verb should be pronounced in this way, I think it's beyond this live stream, but if you Google around, if you search around a little bit on the internet, I think you can find some more information. But native speakers don't practice a specific rule for when to pronounce a verb in a specific way. It's just practice. It's just repetition. So if you pay attention to the way that native speakers pronounce these words and just try to repeat that, form the habit, I think that's a good way to do it. Repeat the verb visited. Yeah, visited. So it has an id sort of pronunciation at the end, visited. Another example is tasted. They have that id sound at the end. Visited, tasted. Someone asked to pronounce the word stopped. Stopped has that T sound, this one here, T, stopped. Ray on Facebook asks, how about blessed? Blessed. It sounds, when I say it blessed, it sounds like a little bit of a T sound. Not blessed. I suppose some people would say blessed, but I get the feeling the most common pronunciation is with this T, blessed. So when you talk about your weekend and you say, like, I walked around the park or something, or I walked around my neighborhood, make sure to use this T sound in your pronunciation. Walked, walked. Yeah. Good. All right. So I hope that's one thing I wanted to talk about today. But does anyone have any other verbs they're curious about? Wicked. Actually, wicked is not a verb. Wicked is not a verb. Good question, though. Named. Yeah, named is another one. Named would be this this D sound. Good. Nice. Okay. So these are just the regular conjugation patterns and the 3 pronunciation patterns for regular verbs in past tense. But there's a whole other group of verbs, irregular verbs. They conjugate differently in past tense. So unfortunately, there's no simple rule for learning these. It's just practice. So like there's a really good example here. YouTube comments, somebody wrote the word readed, but read is a great example of a past tense verb that's an irregular verb. So actually the spelling of read does not change in the past tense. It's the pronunciation that changes in the past tense. So read becomes read in the past tense, but the spelling does not change. All right. So a couple of other verbs that have irregular past tense forms. Someone mentioned like eat. Make sure to say I ate in past tense, not eated or have eaten. That's a different grammar point. I ate. John Kill Lee, procrastinate. The past tense is procrastinated. Okay. So a couple of other ones. Shop becomes shopped. That's a regular verb. The past tense is shopped for shop. Okay. But somebody else mentioned earlier in the broadcast, the past tense for the verb sleep is slept. Slept. Okay. A couple other ones. Buy. Buy is really strange. B-U-Y. Buy becomes bought. Bought. Go becomes went. Be careful of that one. Go becomes went. Changed. Yeah. Changed, that's correct. Watched is also correct. YouTube comments. Good. Very nice. Put, actually, yeah, Francois has a good point. Put also does not change. There's no putted. It's only put. Put does not change from present tense to past tense. Learn. Learn does change. Learn is a regular verb. Learn becomes learned. How? What about the past tense of draw? It is drew. Drew. Nice one. Drew. Mauroni on Facebook says, I can't pronounce world. It's very difficult for me. Yeah, I think we talked about that in a top words video like a year or 2 ago. World is really difficult to pronounce. So like it's the RLD, I think, world. So lots of people say like wad, I think, or something different, but work on that R and L sound, like making the change very quickly there between R and L. World. Break it down slowly at first until you can speed it up. Yeah. It's all good. All right. Megahertz. What about cut? Yes, cut does not change. I cut myself. In past tense, you need to make it very clear when you cut yourself. So if you are in a situation where the verb does not change, the pronunciation of the verb does not change, just add a vocabulary word about the time period. So for example, if it's the verb cut, then say, I cut myself last night. That can help clear up any confusion about whether it's past tense or, I don't know, a present tense statement, something like that. Okay. Yeah, IAKJ says blow becomes blue. Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. MD Alim says how to use could and would in the past tense. That's a really good question, and it's perhaps a little bit more advanced than I was planning on discussing today. But could and would are used to talk about potential in the past, essentially potential and possibility in the past. So for example, I would have gone to the party if I had had time. We can use it in the past tense to talk about a past potential situation. Same thing with could. I could have gone to the party, but I decided not to. It's a possibility statement. So that's a bit, like I said, it's a bit more advanced than I was intending to talk about today. But to put it in a short way, that's how. Great. All right. Yes, I am talking a little bit slowly today. I'm trying to talk a little bit slowly today because there are many people with many different levels of English watching. All right. So those are a few grammar points I wanted to mention today about the conjugation of verbs into the past tense. But I also want to talk about some good questions that you can use to ask people about what they did either on the weekend or further back in the past. So we talked at the beginning of the lesson about what did you do last weekend, the question what did you do last weekend, but let's talk about a few more kind of natural expressions. So for example, did you get up to anything interesting last weekend? Did you get up to anything interesting last weekend? This sentence is a little bit it's a bit more native level of a question, I think. Did you get up to anything interesting? Try to speed up that. Did you get up to anything interesting last weekend? It sounds much better than what did you do last weekend? So it's sort of a little more friendly, I think. So that's one that we can use. Did you get up to anything interesting last weekend? I did. It was fun. Okay. Or a more general one, that you can use with your coworkers too, is just have a good weekend as a question. So keep in mind, so here we have, here we have a question mark. But if you say this expression before you leave work with your coworkers as like an exclamation point, it's like you're wishing them a nice weekend. Have a good weekend. And then when you see them Monday, you can say have a good weekend with different intonation, a question intonation. Have a good weekend. It's asking them, it's inviting them to share about what they did. So this is a good one. You only need one phrase, have a good weekend, but two intonations, and you can ask the same person, or you can communicate a lot with the same person. Okay. So yeah, so these are all some pretty good phrases that you can use, I think, to ask people about their weekends. But I think as we do in every broadcast, there's the crew has a free thing, I think, or a special thing for you to check out in the description below this video on YouTube, or above this video. If you're watching on Facebook, the link is above this video. There's PDFs we talked about a little bit last week, but we have a couple PDF things that have a variety of different vocabulary words for different situations. So like when you go out to eat, when you're at the office, when you're studying at school, and so on. So one of the key kind of benefits of using the PDF is that it's easy to download and print out. So actually we've gotten a couple messages from people who say like their internet connectivity isn't so great, or they don't have such good access to internet. So for those of you who like to download lessons and take them with you, this could be a really good one. You can take it with you, print it out, or save it on your smartphone and access it at any time. So check those out. Yeah, the link to these is in the description below the video on YouTube if you're watching on YouTube, and it's above the video if you're watching on Facebook. So please do check it out. All right, so back to our topic for today. Let's talk about a couple more questions to ask people about their weekend. There are some yes and no questions. So if you say to your coworker, for example, at the end of the week, like, have a good weekend, or you ask them what they're going to do, and they tell you, like, I'm going to a party, or I'm going to watch a movie, you can check back with them on Monday or Tuesday when you see your coworker again and ask them a yes or no question, like, did you blah blah blah, like, did you go to that party, or did you see that movie? So you can use these to, like, this is a really nice one because it shows you are paying attention to them. So if they gave you information and you check in with them about that information later, it shows you remembered them, which is nice, right? So did you go to that party? Did you try that restaurant? Did you check out that restaurant? Yeah. This one is good. Check out is a nice one to remember. Check out is more friendly, a little bit more casual. You can use it for a lot of activities. Any like location. So like a restaurant, a movie, whatever. Did you check out that restaurant? Did you check out that movie? Did you check out that festival? So you can use that for a lot of activities. That's good. Okay, another one we can talk about is how was your blah blah blah. So we can use this for an event or a time period. An event or a time period. So how was your weekend? Or how was your Saturday? How was your Sunday? Something like that. We can use that. Or how was your birthday party? How was your, I don't know, bachelor party? Something like that. So you can use that expression to talk about events and to talk about time periods. Okay, and then one more, I think, because I mean, obviously this live stream is on YouTube and on Facebook, and like we all use social media these days. So if you see something your friend posts on social media over the weekend and you want to ask about that, you can use this expression. What was that blah 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 you posted about? So like, what was that dinner you posted about, or posted on Facebook or on Twitter or on Instagram about? Or what was that, I don't know, event you posted about? Or what was that project you posted about? So you can use this expression to specifically ask questions about something your friend shared on social media. So this is nice for, specifically people you're connected with online if you have a question about that. Yeah. So these are great questions you can use. All right. Good, good, good. Wow, time goes so quickly on these live streams. Good Lord. Okay. So someone says, how was your interview? That's a great question to ask like a coworker or a friend to check in with them. How was your interview is very nice. All right. We have lots and lots of people watching now, I think. Great. Okay. All right. How was your day is good. Steve has a question. Can it be what were you? So like what were you doing last weekend? You can use that. It uses the past progressive tense. So a slightly different grammar point from today's grammar point. But you can use that. You can use that. Okay. Good. Let's see. Tiago says, what was that new lesson you posted about? Good. What's that new lesson you posted? I think there's a new one, a new video up on the channel. It's words or expressions that parents use with kids. If you haven't seen that yet, I think that's the latest video up on YouTube. We made that a long time ago. It's so crazy. Okay. Victoria says, how was your meeting? Yes, very nice. How was your meeting is a great past tense sentence to use. All right. Good. Okay. Any other past tense sentences or past tense questions you want to throw out there? We only have a little bit of time left today, unfortunately. It goes so fast. All right. But while we wait, while we wrap up, I want to mention our topic for next week. So next week, actually today, the focus is past tense, but for next week will be August 30th Eastern Time. So Wednesday night at 10 p.m. Eastern Time, August 30th, will be the next broadcast, and our topic will be future tense. So simple future tense statements. So how to talk about your plans for the weekend. So this week is what you did in the past tense. Next week will be what you're going to do in the weekend. So please check us out next week as well. All right. Great. So thanks everybody for joining today again. Yeah, some good questions are coming in, like how was your night? How was your class? Great. MD Alim says, how do we use used to in a sentence? You use used to talk about an action you did in the past, but which is no longer the case, no longer true. I used to play video games every day. It's no longer true. All right. Great. So we have a lot of different countries as usual, please. But we have to finish up. So I will sign off. Please watch us again next week at the same time, same place on Facebook or YouTube. So if you don't follow us on Facebook or YouTube, please check the link in the description. Let's see, on YouTube, check the link in the description below this video for how to access us on Facebook and how to access the PDFs we talked about this week. And on Facebook, there's a link up above the video to get the PDFs we've talked about this week. So yeah, please be sure to like the video. This video you can like and you can share this video too. So and make sure to subscribe to us on YouTube if you haven't already. And of course, check us out at EnglishClass101.com too. Okay, I have to go. So thank you guys so much for joining again today, and I hope we'll see you again next week. All right, have a good week. Bye bye.